Ethan Hale never planned to date again. He barely had time to sleep, let alone romantically involve himself with someone. His wife had died 3 years earlier, leaving him with a daughter who clung to him like the last thread between her and the world. Her name was Lily, and she had a habit of asking questions that made grown adults cry, questions like, "Daddy, does love die with people?" He worked double shifts at a local garage, fixing engines that growled louder than his exhaustion. His coworkers meant well, at least, that's what he tried to believe, but sometimes their jokes cut deeper than they realized. The newest joke was tonight's date. They had arranged it without telling him the full truth. They said she was cute, quiet, and easygoing. They did not say she was deaf. They did not say their entire plan was to watch Ethan flounder in front of a woman who wouldn't hear him, couldn't talk to him, and, in their minds, would make the whole evening a disaster. "Come on, man. It'll be fun," one of them said. "You need a life." Ethan didn't reply. He only slid on his jacket, took Lily's hand, and walked out silently. By evening, the restaurant buzzed with warm chatter. Soft lights hung above wooden tables, casting a gentle glow on plates and faces. Ethan's heart raced as he saw the woman seated alone at a corner table. She had long brown hair tied in a loose braid, soft eyes, and a posture that looked both nervous and hopeful. Her name was Mira. Lily tugged his arm. "Daddy, she looks like a princess." Ethan smiled softly, but something felt off. Mira wasn't facing the door, she didn't notice them approach. And then he saw the hearing aids, a pair of soft beige pieces tucked behind her ears. She reached up now and then to adjust them, her expression tightening slightly each time. His chest tightened. "They didn't tell me." Not because he minded, but because they thought he would. He exhaled slowly, then did something no one expected. He tapped Lily's shoulder gently. "Remember what we practiced?" Lily grinned. "Yes." Then, together, they approached the table and Ethan began signing. "Hi. I'm Ethan. Thank you for meeting me." Myra's head snapped up in startled confusion. Her eyes widened. Then her lips parted into the softest, trembling smile as she signed back. "You sign." "I'm learning," he replied with a small laugh. "My daughter likes it. Helps her express things she doesn't know how to say yet. I'm still slow. Hope that's okay." Myra's eyes filled almost instantly. For years she'd sat across tables from men who talked over her, at her, or around her. Men who spoke loudly, assuming volume fixed everything. Men who laughed awkwardly when she asked them to repeat something because her hearing aids didn't catch it the first time. Men who treated her hearing loss as an inconvenience. But Ethan. He sat down calmly, easing Lily onto the seat beside him. He spoke slowly when he needed to, signed when he could, and smiled as if this, talking with her, wasn't difficult or strange at all. The restaurant around them, unaware of the quiet magic unfolding, carried on with clinking glasses and soft music. Mira watched Lily draw pictures on napkins and show them proudly to Ethan. She watched Ethan translate her excited words into signs so Mira felt included. She watched him add a gentle pat on Lily's hair, reassuring her, letting her shine. And Mira realized she hadn't felt this safe in years. When the waiter arrived, Ethan ordered slowly, using a mix of speech and hand gestures to make sure Mira could read his lips. The waiter smiled, thinking it sweet. Meanwhile, at the far table, his coworkers watched with beers in hand, ready to laugh. But the laughter never came. Because every time they glanced over, Mira was laughing without sound, her shoulders trembling in joy. Ethan was smiling more than he had in months. Lily was chatting with her hands like she had found a new friend. And the joke was suddenly not funny to anyone anymore. By the time dessert arrived, Mira leaned forward slightly and signed. "You didn't have to learn. Most people don't." Ethan hesitated, then signed back. "Maybe most people don't. But you deserve someone who tries." She blinked hard, swallowing the lump rising in her throat. For the first time since her world had changed, since the silence replaced sound, she felt chosen. Not pitied. Not avoided. Not tolerated. The night deepened, and the restaurant slowly emptied until only a handful of tables remained occupied. Warm music drifted through the room, soft and comforting. Mira noticed Lily leaning sleepily against her father. She smiled gently and reached for the little girl's hand. Lily stirred, then grinned and sighed clumsily. "You're pretty." Mira laughed silently, her eyes shining. Ethan's coworkers, still watching from the back, exchanged guilty glances. Their joke had backfired in a way they never imagined. The man they expected to embarrass himself was instead showing them what real kindness looked like. Finally one of them stood and approached the table. Ethan noticed him and tensed slightly, but he kept his voice steady. "Hey, man, we didn't think." The coworker looked at Mira, looked at Lily, looked at Ethan again. "We messed up. I'm sorry." Mira watched with confusion. Ethan gently explained the whole setup, signing as he talked so she wouldn't feel left out. Myra's face shifted, hurt, then anger, then something softer when Ethan added, "But I don't care why they sent me. I'm glad I came." Silence followed, deep, meaningful. Then Mira reached across the table and took Ethan's hand. He didn't pull away. They talked for another hour, about their lives, their fears, the strange ways loneliness fills empty spaces in the heart. Mira told him about losing her hearing in her late teens, about withdrawing from the world, about the constant ache of feeling like a burden. Ethan shared his grief for his wife, the exhaustion of raising a child alone, and the fear of opening his heart again. There was no judgment. Just two people, broken in different ways, finally finding a place where the cracks didn't matter. When the night finally ended, Ethan walked her to her car. Lily held Myra's hand like she had known her for years. Mira turned to Ethan. Her voice was soft but steady. "You're the first person in a long time who listened to me. Even without sound." Ethan's chest tightened, warmth spreading inside him. "And you're the first person in a long time," he replied, "who made me feel like I wasn't alone anymore." The wind brushed by softly. Lily yawned and leaned into Myra's side. Ethan took a slow breath. "Can I see you again?" he asked. Mira smiled, a smile that felt like sunrise after months of rain, and nodded. "Yes," she whispered. "Please." That night, the coworkers who set up the joke walked out of the restaurant quietly, wiping their eyes. Not because the joke failed, but because they had witnessed something beautiful. Something gentle. Something deeply human. A single dad, a deaf girl, and a connection that no one expected but everyone felt. And in the end, the only tears shed were tears of awe.